Sucks. All right. Sorry. I don't know what I did. Put it back on. There's one. Okay. Scott Bell. Yo, what's up? Chris. Yes. Okay. So I just had to start it again. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. We back. Roblamsky. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Okay. So let's see. Thanks, man. That sucks. I was going to answer a bunch of stuff that was in the comment section. Guess I can look at it after. Oh, that's fucked up. I lost this too. Don't mess with the again. Okay, just kidding. Javier James. All right, I'm gonna wait till a few more get back if they're coming. There was like 79, I think, or 75. But yeah, I know. Right, Scott Bell. And then the thing is, this is like a pretty decent camera. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I do or hit or I have no idea. All right, look. So I responded to him. It's kind of gonna be a bad day. I tried to do a video earlier and I tried to upload the tape via the StreamYard or whatever, and it just didn't fucking work out. Didn't work out. She have a good bit. MRE just got off. Okay. Oh, I hear you, Scott. It's all right. I wanted to get some of these tapes up, man. Because Benny's gonna be calling, look, he's got his things he wants to say, but this is a guy that was around a lot, and to come out and say some of the stuff he's saying. Well, I know that there's New York Post people that are what's up? What's up, the Westies? I saw you. From the Post Christian. Okay, so Leon Swan, what's up, Rob? What up, bro? Scott Bell, yeah, what's up, the Westies? Brian Jr., hopefully this one works. Yeah, right. Peace up to everyone in the chat. Smash the like button. Thanks, Robansky. MRS is off now. Grind Jr. Okay. Auto is choppy. Fuck. This ain't gonna work. Look, it could be the internet stuff. MRE was on fire. Okay. Am I still choppy? Let me know. Audio is good. Gino. If it's choppy, somebody say something immediately. I'm getting messages out the yin yang right now. Who's this? Okay. I thanks for the phone call. You know who. I don't want to do that to you. All right. So let me back up 30 seconds. Go. And stop. Are you kidding me right now?
Interview, like the way he handled it, kind of surprised me. Persico told me Chris Pachello was a good guy because he tried to help his son Hollywood. Chris Pachello put Tommy Reynolds and everybody.
So real quick, Benny was with Carmine after I was. He was with Carmine for a few months. I think he said 2016 or 17, something like that. So anyway, this is what he's talking about. Paying like man out of productions. What's up? Benny clear, definitely clear now. Thanks, Fran Jr. All right, so I'm gonna go back one more time. Hold on, one more time. What the fuck am I doing?
Brought up John Jr. yesterday. I saw him on 60 Minutes. Carmine Persico was sitting next to me. Carmine was like impressed with this interview, like the way he handled it. Kind of surprised me. Carmine Persico told me Chris Pachello was a good guy because he tried to help his son Hollywood. Chris Pachello put Tommy Reynolds and everybody else in jail. Did Carmine say that? Carmine told me, absolutely. I said, how come? I said, the kid Chris is down in Florida. He goes, yeah, we don't care. He tried to help my son. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. As long as they listen. I know Danny Farmer. Didn't Danny Farmer get arrested for Eddie Garafo's murder? They took him out of Lewisburg and brought him to MDC. And then, according to Fat Eddie, Jimmy,
The Irish guy and Willie, the Cuban guy, they sent lawyers to NBC. They couldn't find Danny. So guys were trying to say Danny was no good. I said, oh, can't turn around and say Danny's no good. The guy's doing 20 years. I know his whole family. Don't ever say Danny's no good unless you have paperwork on Danny. Me and Danny don't get along and see eye to eye, but I ain't gonna call people rats. Okay? I don't call people rats that ain't rats. Don't call Danny a rat. We don't see eye to eye. I'm fine. I love his brother Gary.
I gotta stop because somebody commented on something. Yeah. So look. So if you guys don't know what he said exactly, Benny's saying that Carmine didn't care about Chris Pachello. And this was after Chris went bad, that he helped Alley Boy. And Benny's point is that kind of the broader point, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, buffering again. Yeah, Benny's throwing names out. So here's the deal. He's basically saying that it's mob guys will pick and choose what if it's okay if a guy's a rat. For example, and I hate to use Carmine's example, but he's saying that like Carmine they didn't care. So they didn't care if Chris was a rat because he's helping Alley Boy. So like that all that other, the code of the street or the life or whatever is like bullshit. That's what he's saying. Thank you, Brian. So I didn't know this. I didn't know. I tell you what, I remember afterwards that Chris helped Alley. I didn't realize it was after he'd already went bad. I mean, Carmine completely for sure said that. And I knew that Chris, I think he testified on Alley Boy's behalf. There was that murder down in Florida.
Who knows what they were trying to do with it, but you can't call
it. And real quick, Danny Fama was brought out from Lewisburg, went back to court, and there were some people that were insinuating that he went bad, that he was back to court to rat. Willie Falcone, I think Jimmy Coonan, there were some other guys like got their lawyers to try to find out where Danny was, and they couldn't find him in the system. They didn't know where he'd went. People were saying he was a snitch, and Benny said you can't do that. You can't just put that on somebody. He testified at Sean saying he testified against Alley Boy. How did Chris help Alley? Look, I don't know. I don't know. I'll find out. But look, there was an issue. I'm telling you, I don't know exactly what it was. Chucky from the Bronx, if you're here, he might know. He was Carmine's cellie. I don't know if it was after the trial. I'm not sure exactly when it was, but Chris definitely came back at one point and was helping Alley Boy. I remember Carmine saying so. That's what Benny's referring to. I'll find out for sure now. Jesus, how many part twos of this horrible sounding phone conversation are you going to do? Probably a lot.
Sammy's a great guy now.
Wait, Sammy, help who? I got lost right there.
So Danny was supposed to get charged with killing Eddie Garofalo.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Okay, yeah.
And then Sammy the Bull supposedly helped him. You understand? So it's okay. It's okay as long as they're helping you.
So he's saying that Sammy the Bull helped Danny Fama beat the last murder charge or not get indicted or whatever. Danny, it was. You can go and look at the papers of when Danny, 2017, I think it was he acquitted or they dropped charges, whatever it was. But Benny is saying that Sammy the Bull, I don't know if he testified for him, said Sammy the Bull helped him. And Benny's point is like, oh, it's okay for this rat to come help. But that's his overall point. That's how he is still operating in Florida with no issues. Yes. So Chris Pachello is in Florida, no issues, just jumped out. Chris probably helped with the money the kids loaded and pretty much invented Miami nightlife. You got that right. He did for sure. Got to give him that. And he used to talk about all the girls he banged, like, if it's horrible, why are you still here? It's okay. Rob helped them with the money. Okay.
It's okay. So they pick and choose. Well, let me tell you something, Rob. I'm not a robot no more. I lived one life. No, you did time with me. I've got 25 years in prison. If I know a guy's a rat, I won't buy an onion from the guy. These guys don't care who's a rat. I mean, you got this guy, Stevie, you call him the Wonder Boy. When I heard he was in Raybrook, he hung out with the biggest rat in the whole jail. That when the Italians had to beef with the Bloods, they locked up all the Italians, put them all in the hole. He was the only Italian guy walking on the compound, not in the hole. He hung out with the biggest rat in the whole fucking jail. That an old timer, a friend of mine from Jersey, Frankie D'Amato, he went up there and says, "Hey, lock me up with the rest of these guys. Every time, put me in the fucking hole with them. This guy's a jerk off over here. He don't want to stay. He don't want to go to the hole. You know, they don't like to go to the hole. They can't do whole time. These fucking.
I know. Yeah.
They're douchebags.
No, I know a lot of them can't do whole time. A lot of even some white supremacists. He cried every minute.
Had this not happened to me, and this had not been exposed, and these guys with all these stops. Hey, listen, Jackie Pachello called my parole officer. You know, I had a PO of a U.S. Marshal to follow me around. It's okay. It's okay. His brother Rocco did it. It's okay. So as long as they're doing it to hurt me, it's okay. You understand? As long as they're doing it to hurt the people that they want to hurt, it's okay. You know, all the rat.
I want to play that again.
White supremacist guy that I knew named Bruce. Yeah. He cried every minute.
Had this not happened to me, and this had not been exposed, and these guys with all these cops. Hey, listen, Jackie Pachello called my parole.
Jackie Pachello.
You know, I had a PO of a U.S. Marshal to follow me around. It's okay. It's okay. His brother Rocco did it. It's okay. So as long as they're doing it to hurt me, it's okay. You understand? As long as they're doing it to hurt the people that they want to hurt, it's okay. You know, all the rat techniques, all the rat theories, it all goes out the window as long as it's beneficial to them. Get the fuck out of here.
That's true.
I don't give a fuck who's a rat. Listen, I came home, I didn't even fucking jaywalk. I walked a straight line. I don't care about that life. I don't care about the people in that life. And that's why I'm the gym. I don't have nobody in my corner. You know, I don't have nobody in my corner. I had them all against my corner. They're all against my corner. Why? I abused them all their fucking life, all my life. I abused them. Why did I didn't abuse them because I turned around and woke up in the morning and I'm going to abuse these people? They bring it upon themselves. Why you want to poke the gorilla?
Yeah.
See? They bring it upon themselves. You know, they want to come, I am, over here, this guy's with me. Oh, he's with you? All right. Well, take him over there with you before we put you both in the hospital. How about that? You know? But this is a joke, and I want people to know. Listen to me, people. My name is Benny. I've been all over the country in the worst prisons they could throw at you. I've seen these guys get abused, extorted, rat, informed, all kinds of things. But I'll tell you who was a gangster. Anthony Spiro was a gangster. Anthony Spiro didn't give a fuck about nobody. I love that guy, and I took care of that guy the whole time he was in that jail with me until he died. And his daughters wrote me letters thanking me for taking care of their father. Patty Amato, I lived with that guy for 3 years in Coleman, USB. I took care of that guy like he was my father. When he left, he cried. And you know what? He told me about this guy Barney in this paper here. This guy Barney's a great guy. You know, this Patty was trying to reach out to this Barney to tell this Barney what this Stevie Mad Dog was doing before he even walked out the door. But he was reaching out to a douchebag, another Colombo douchebag named Joey Amato, another douchebag. You know what he got locked up for? He was following his girlfriend. He put a tracking device on his girlfriend that my friend was banging. I was jealous my friend was banging her. And they found the tracking device. They put it on the New York City bus. This idiot is traveling around following the New York City bus with a tracking device. This guy was running the show for them, Joey Amato. Can't be serious.
You know what? Real quick, you said something about Carmine, about Pachello. I didn't even realize that he was talking about after all that shit happened with Chris, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Chris, Alley Boy had the case back in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And I was with Alley Boy. We were in Brooklyn before I went to Lewisburg. I was in Brooklyn with him and Louis Ha-Ha and a few other guys. And they were trying to treat Alley Boy like he was a rat and saying, treat this guy like he's a rat in front of me. This guy ain't no fucking rat, you know.
Right.
You have 1 minute left.
Yeah, I don't go for that shit. I don't treat people like they're fucking rats, you know. And I'm just not with it, you know. And Alley Boy said, you know what, Benny, I see what you do here. You can always call me your friend. You can always say I'm your friend and this and that. Why he calls me his friend? I'm his friend. How come he's letting his fucking friends walk me into jail? You know, how come he's letting his friends?
Yeah. So I never knew anything about Alley Boy being a rat, but I do know that he checked in and he intentionally, to use the system, he didn't want to be. Carmine didn't want to be in a
penitentiary. He didn't want to be in a penitentiary because
listen, Dave. Carmine didn't think Alley Boy can handle being in a USP. And Florence are one of the ones out towards
West. He told me the same thing. But they were worried about these guys putting a hit on him because they're cowards, like they did to the kid Billy Bright. They put a hit. They made like they did to me. Like they put.
Or he was worried about gangs extorting it. Yeah,
he was actually worried about
Thank
the
you for
enemy.
using security.
Okay, real quick. So
The
this,
caller has hung up.
when it came about Alley Boy, I did a video about it where how Carmine was worried about Alley Boy going to a USP from the Midwest to the West Coast. And I said that he was worried about him getting extorted. And Benny said, no. He was afraid that somebody was going to put a hit out on him, like use some other gangs to put a hit out on him. Did Benny speak about A-Light yet, Rob? Brian, yeah, it's in the first video. So I had started a live stream and it went bad. We had to start over. I think he talks about it. There's one more. Look, I know a lot of people don't like these tapes because of the sound quality, whatever. I know, but there's a lot of people that do also, right? And people will be listening, going back over these. That's why I really wanted to put out in a video instead of a live, but it's easier for me to do live right now because I got this microphone's good. It's the quality of his phone from prison and this tape a call that makes it bad. And there is a way to upload it, right? But she just got home after I started and all that, so I'll get it figured out. Because I've got 2 guys from prison calling tomorrow, not anything to do with mafia. So actually sounds fine to me. Okay, Javier, thank you. Sparky, I don't know. Benny is super stand-up guy, it seems to me, Brian. Benevento. I like convict content is content. Thank you, Argo. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do one more tape, and it's probably like 20, 30 minutes. And yeah, that's the last of the Benny tapes for now. I got emails from him while this was running, and he'll be calling tomorrow or the next day. All right, I'm gonna play this whole one out.
Yeah, I understand.
So what we want
This
is,
is,
hey, listen, no, we're not here trying to abuse people, Rob. You're not an abusive guy. You know, you're a kind of guy. You know, you laugh. It's like me. Laugh, you joke, play until it's time to not laugh and joke and play. You know what I mean? I mean, what are we supposed to do? We're in the joint. We're supposed to walk around like Jimmy Ida, the only man doing time. Who does that?
real quick. So he said, I know some people don't like me to interrupt, but so he said Jimmy Ida is like the only people like used to say it. Look at Jimmy, like he's so miserable, he thinks he's the only guy doing time. Jimmy Ida was actually really cool to me. He was miserable though, I'll say that. Rob, did you know Troy Kelly? No, I didn't. That I can't think of. NLR friends, a lot in the state prison, bro. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this right now. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call him in Lewisburg, the only guy doing time. I mean, I understand.
Jimmy Ida.
Yeah, he could have took a plea for 10 years and you would have had to admit that he didn't do that. He did what was the right thing to do according to the myth, according to the legendary, procedures of the life. But you know what? A chain is only as strong as as its weakest link. And in this life, there's too many weak links. You can't turn around and listen. Patty Model, he died in jail. That was my bunkie. He died in jail. They offered him 10 years. But he had to admit to being a captain, and he wouldn't do it. He died in jail. The guy was a man's man. And he got 3 life sentences and died in jail. And let me tell you something. He didn't just die in jail. He suffered that, man. They took him to Butler. They fried his colon when he had cancer. They fried his colon. He was bleeding out of his ass. The guy used to lose blood. He turned white, faint. I mean, you don't know what I went through. And I took care of this man. I lived in a cell with this man for 3 years. And I loved him because why did I love him? Because he's number one, he's my own kind of people. You understand? Number two, he's a part of this life, and I was a part of this life. But then I'm looking at these people. This guy's going to commissary with $25, and meanwhile you got guys from his own crew like this Johnny Rosati and Johnny Stalupi, right? These guys are Colombo guys, and they got every fucking business you could think of. They built. They got 40, 50 car dealerships all around the country, and they're donating money to the Miami-Dade Police Department. Donating $500,000 to the Miami-Dade Police Department. And these are guys that are part of your crew, and they're going to commissary with $25. You call that honorable wrong? You call that men of honor? Okay, so you guys hear that? So Benny, I'll go back and name it. He's saying that there's guys in prison, the Colombo guys, that were going to the commissary. Basically, they were broke, and they're people on the street who were donating money to cops. So I'm gonna play that one more time again. It's the way he put it, and he names the names. I don't know these people. Looking at these people, 3 life sentences, they died in jail. Let me tell you something. He didn't just die He suffered that, man. They took up the partner, they fried his colon when he had cancer, they fried his colon, bleeding out of his ass, the guy used to lose blood, turned white, faint. I mean, you don't know what I went through, and I took care of this man. I lived in a cell with this man for 3 years. You know, and you know, and I loved it because why did I love him? Because he's number one, he's my own kind of people. You understand? Number two, you know, he's a part of this life, and I was a part of this life. But then I'm looking at these people. This guy's going to commissary with $25. And meanwhile, you've got guys from his own crew, like this Johnny Rosati and Johnny Stalupi, right? These guys are Colombo guys, and they got every fucking business you could think of. They built. They got 40, 50 car dealerships all around the country, and they're donating money to the Miami-Dade Police Department. Donating $500,000 to the Miami-Dade Police Department, and these are guys that are part of your crew, and they're going to commissary with $25. You call that honorable, Rob? You call that men of honor?
Yeah.
So I mean, I want people to know what this is. I don't want people to get to get a misconception and misconstrue what's going on with these people. These people are no good people. I want you to know they're no good. Their word means nothing. You know, I had Tony Tico tell me. You know, if a wise guy gives a guy who's not a wise guy his word, he doesn't have to keep it. I said, excuse me? He said, yeah, if a wise guy gives a guy his word and the other guy's not a wise guy, he doesn't have to keep it. So I said, so if a guy who's not a wise guy gives a wise guy his word, he has to keep it. He says, of course. What movie are you watching? I told him. Were you hallucinating?
Yeah.
You understand? So they think that they are noblemen. You know, back in the medieval times, noblemen could come into the town. Let's say you were going to marry your wife. They could come into the town. They could have sex with your wife before you did because you were considered a commoner, like a slave, like a subject. You know? So they think that they could fuck you, your wife, your family, and every chance that they could get, and they could get away with it. You know, and like I said, you know, people want to say, oh, you know, Benny's crazy if you're going, hey, listen, I would have, first of all, let me tell you something about Eli. Regardless of what I know of him to be, Sammy the Bull, I would have never spoken to anybody who ever cooperated in any type of law enforcement situation in my fucking life. Never. I never bought an onion from a rat. Rob, you did time with me. Anybody who did time with me. I remember when I was in FDC Brooklyn in 2013 and 14, I was in there with Teddy, Persico, John Matera, Ernie Boy, all kinds of people. And, you know, I got to say, except for John Matera, we didn't deal with rats. We didn't deal with rats. And they would make complaints against me every day. The council we lived in a unit where this council thought he was in the fucking army. He would come in, he'd rip down the curtains. 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, town hall meetings. I never paid him no money. You would always hear him making an announcement. Geritano, come out here. This means you too. and then Geritano, somebody's threatening my borders for the rats. You know, he had all these rats working in the mess, you know, the feed up area and all this shit. You go there, you've been only thinking 1 month and listen, you fucking rat. Don't tell me what I can take you up. You mind that count? I'm gonna fucking put a hole in you. Fuck out of here. You understand? So they would go complain to the council, you know, these big fucking chooches, you know, they're rats. They saw all these trucks, and then they come there, they saw rats. And then they would go cry to Teddy. Teddy, you people. Teddy would go, he's not my people. He's a Gambino. You know, and then the council would go Persico. Then Teddy would be in the council's office, right? This is a fucking different. He would be in the council's office cleaning the fish tank, right? I'm like, Teddy, you clean the fish tank for this guy. This guy's a douchebag. This guy's in town hall meeting 7 a.m. He ripped the curtain down. He's searching people's cells. He's taking extra books. He cleaned it. I still mean, you know the little thing. It's like a stick, a wire stick, and at the end it has a net at the end of it, and scoop the fish out of the tank with it.
Yeah.
You know, so Teddy's clearing. So let me get that. He goes, what do you want? I said, which is his favorite fish? The big one? Give me that thing. I want to grab the fish. He goes, what do you want to grab the fish for? I said, I want to bite his fucking head off and put the rest of the fish back in the tank. This way he knows he's got sharks in this fucking tank. You understand? I mean, you know.
Okay, Teddy Persico, skipper, Colombo family, as Benny said. I actually was reading something that they think he's going to have the family one day. Anyway, was one of the counselor's porters. He cleaned the fish tank for the counselor, and Benny was anti-counselor. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys doing? I like to interrupt because hand for me to understand because it's muffled a bit. Seems like Benny. Okay, let me say something real quick. S superior. Seems like Benny is the common denominator here in this equation. He has problems with all sorts of good guys that absolutely nobody has ever said bad things about. So S superior, I think that's his point. This is Benny's story, okay? He's putting it out there. I mean, there's people that either know what he's talking about or that they'll call him a stone cold liar, right? I can tell you that I get a lot of people, private emails that give extra context to what Benny's saying sometimes. You know, guys that are out there right now. And my fault, that was me by accident. Okay, Grind Jr., somebody deleted messages. Anyway, so you know, I think people should take this as Benny Geritano's story. But what he's saying, he said to expose light on the myth of the mob. Look, I mean, mob, gangs, organized crime, this, that, over and over again. I see the leaders break the rules, guys break the rules, and the rules, there is none. It's like made up as it goes along. What up, Argo? Rosso was all right. So is Chad Marks. They're good guys. Mob Clowns Exposed. What's up, Mob Clowns Exposed? Thanks. So I don't know. The people that are out there in that life or something, that's up to you guys to decide. Like, I don't, like the Stevie Mad Dog keeps talking about, I don't know nothing about the guy. I was having his lawyer, if he wanted, give a statement. I did in the first one. He emphatically denies everything Benny's saying. Okay. So, but Benny's he's going after like everybody. Oh, by the way, what was he talking about when he said, when you said he's a common, I'm sorry, S superior, you said he was a common denominator between all these guys, good guys, you said. Benny has always, everybody's always been after him. There's been sit down after sit down over Benny Geritano for a number of reasons. And he always comes out like at Lewisburg. He was constantly in trouble in Lewisburg. Meaning, I think it was, Danny Farmer kind of had the keys to the Italian car, if you ask me. And they were always on Benny about something. And then he got into the fight with Jimmy Ida, which Jimmy swung on him. I was right standing in front of it, swung with his weight belt. And Benny did what Benny did. And then Hippie jumped in and Tommy jumped in. And people were saying that Benny was going to get killed on the street, like over and over again. You know, Joe Massera, bang, bang, did go to staff and say, don't let Benny out. He's a troublemaker. I and another person said, absolutely let Benny out, or there might be problems. Or I forgot how it was back. I forgot what exactly it was. Robbie, doing good for your friends by giving them a voice. Gino, thank you. Benny is a friend. Again, because I have witnessed a lot of the things he's talking about. And I've said it repeatedly that I think a lot of people that follow mob content or they're infatuated with mafia and organized crime would be highly disappointed if they saw their favorite organized crime figures behind bars. Not all of them, not all. That goes not just with organized crime, that goes with gangs, everything. You know what I'm saying? Benny just feels totally betrayed because he connects dots saying that he was mob soap opera David. Okay, I'm reading John A. lost his daughter. Yeah, that's fucked up. I heard that too. Mob Clowns Exposed. So Benny, he's like fuck it, you know. And everybody's buried me. I can say that I do believe that a lot of people are happy that Benny's in prison, that are in that life right now. So so I have been set. I was going to say that, you know, I made no secret that I know a couple guys, and I've been told that for sure. But yeah, Benny's crazy. I mean, you can consider him wacko or a liar if you want to, but he's not been. You know, I've never known him to be a liar or an exaggerator. But maybe other people have different opinions. I don't know. That's why I'm putting his story out. And there's more guys in prison that are going to hit outside of mob stuff that are going to go ahead. I'm going to play tomorrow. Tommy Rutledge is another one. And I'm going to be doing other prison stories that I did before, by the way. I know it's been a minute. I am. I am not out of content. I got caught up in the mob stuff. Just, you know, blah, blah, blah. Excuse. Okay, here we go.
I mean, come on, you can't be serious.
One more time.
Why are you sticking at the end? It has at the end of it, He's not my people. He's a Gambino.
He's talking about Teddy Persico.
Teddy would be in the counselor's office, right? This is a fucking skipper. This guy would be in the counselor's office cleaning the fish tank, right? I'm like, Teddy, you clean the fish tank for this guy? This guy's a douchebag. This guy's town hall meeting 7 a.m. He's ripping the curtains down. He's searching people's cells. He's taking extra pills. He cleaned it. I still mean like he's, you know the little thing. It's like a stick, a wire stick, and at the end it has a net at the end of it, and you scoop the fish out of the tank with it.
Yeah.
So Teddy's clear. So let me get that. He goes, what do you want? I said, which is his favorite fish? The big one? Give me that thing. I want to grab the fish. He goes, what do you want to grab the fish for? I said, I want to bite his fucking head off and put the rest of the fish back in the tank. This way he knows he's got sharks in this fucking tank with him. This thing.
Man, that's correct. He told Teddy Persico to give him a net so he can pull the goldfish out of the out of the tank, so he can bite the fish's head off and put it back in the tank because he hated the counselor. And so that way the counselor knows there's a bunch of sharks here. It's just, he's funny. I'm catching for you some reason as superior comments, and I don't mean to not answer everybody else. Please watch the chat. No drama, please. Ron Gross. Cool, thanks. How does the brand feel about the mob stuff? As superior. As far as mob guys, I know that they liked John Gotti. Okay. I heard them talk. I heard Barry Mills and TD Bingham and who else was up on that range talk about John Gotti. That John was like a nice guy. I also know people that say he was extorted. Well, I've said this a million times, but you're asking about how does the brand feel about mob stuff? If you're talking about like the mob on the internet, I don't know. If you're talking about in prison, West Coast guys, West Coast gang members, one of the things is that a lot of them are targets, and that's leaders of Crips, leaders of Bloods. They all like mob dudes, especially out of their element, especially like on the West Coast, Midwest, they were out of their element, and they would easily give up money. So you can kind of create some game. That's the truth. I'm from the West Coast. I was around here. It's like New York guys or mob guys all talk about us being West Coast gang members, bald head goatees, as being junkies. There's truth to it. There's truth to them being soft. Okay, so I mean, it's a win-win for both. Let's be honest. The guys from our neck of the woods, California, used to put those "and my gods and mob clowns exposed." Look. Carmine Persico did not, and it's not because I like him. It's not because he was like a dad to me or father to me. He was like a man for real. Now, did he do other stuff? Benny's talking about how he stuck up for Chris Pachello. He's right. I don't know what Chris did or didn't do. Somebody said he testified against Alley Boy. I remember there was something that he was trying to help him. Maybe that was on the down low, or he's feeding him information while he was testifying. There was something up. I'm telling you, he's helping him. And Stevie, if Chucky don't know Stevie well, because I didn't follow that shit. They're considered white. Remember, Rob, this is your platform. Seems like it's Benny's show. Sunny Red build. So I get it. So here's the thing. When you've got guys like that or Benny made a lot of press, right? A lot of people know who Benny is. A lot of people don't. This is a guy who defied the mob. A lot of times he was was considered a Gambino associate, family in different families, grew up around that life. But he defied him over and over again, talked shit to him, and lived. I mean, so Jerry Capisci writes about him. I mean, so I get what you're saying, son, because it's too much. It should be like once a week or something, right? So I'm bogged down with the content and the tapes. I've got BOP stuff coming out. The freaking brand stuff. I said the AB stuff. It was supposed to be 3 weeks ago now. And then we're trying to relocate. I'm trying to move out of this jurisdiction. We're going to keep our primary residence somewhere else and remodel this house slowly, whatever. Okay.
Persico, you got to control your man. Geritano threatening my boy. Geritano's a Gambino. He's not with us. You can't be Gambino. I'm a Gambino. You're a fucking Scarpa. You're a fucking you're O'Shaughnessy. You're half Irish. I'm a Gambino. Fuck that. Gambino.
Who's half Irish?
Teddy.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, he's half Irish. So in the meantime, Rob, these are the things that I want people to know. And are they going to know? Are we recording? Are you going to know this?
Yeah.
So I want them to know. I want them to know what goes on. And let me tell you something. Anybody who's out there saying, "Oh, this guy's crazy," he loses on, because some people are voicing their opinion. I'm crazy. I'm losing my mind. I'm saying I'm not fucking crazy. You fucking people are crazy. Because you're crazy. What?
Go ahead. I had a couple more, probably about 2 or 3 say it sounds like Benny's ratting himself. And what is he trying to do? Get the Fed's attention so they can work out a deal. I got those comments on my page.
Well, just so anyone wants to know, in 2014, when I was convicted in 2013 on this case, and I was transferred back to MDC Brooklyn, they offered me the deal to walk out the door the following day. And everybody was there. Dino Saracino was there. Teddy was there. Gary Farmer was there. Eddie Garofalo was there. John Perry was there. Tommy Gioli was there. They knew that they tried to call me to court in the morning, and I had a standoff with the U.S. Marshals at the intake, because they were trying to force me to the Southern District of New York to cooperate with the FBI. And I had a standoff with them at the intake, because I won't let them shackle me down. Next one of you that put your hands on me, I'm breaking your windpipe. I don't care who the fuck you are. I have the right not to cooperate. I have the right not to speak to an FBI agent. I have the right not to speak to you. And actually, Lieutenant Rice, big black guy, looked like Michael Jordan, he came out and says, "What are you people doing? This man doesn't have to go speak to anyone. This man has the right to refuse. He has an attorney." And I told them on several occasions, contact my attorney. I have the right not to speak to anyone. They were trying to force me. So that they would have forced me, it would have came up on the docket sheet that I went to meet these fucking people. Do you know that, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were trying to force me.
And they would use that against you for other people. Like, look at what Benny did. Yes, got it.
And they said we had already worked it out with the prosecutors. We had already worked it out with the judge. We signed the document. Got on your route in the street tomorrow morning. And I want to do it. So for anybody who was worried about that, who was questioning that, that's the scenario. I'm doing this because these people use the cops to put me in jail. There's no more rules. You understand? When people blindly follow the truth, there is no truth. When other men are limited by morality and the rule of law, everything is permitted. And that's what happens when you're dealing with people who think they have titles of nobility. They think that we're regular men, and that we are limited by the morality and rule
Okay,
of law.
so in case you guys didn't missed it before, he's the people with titles of nobility. He's saying that mob guys act like they have their nobility, like they have titles like back in the day. Real quick, I saw you guys going back and forth about West Coast and mob clowns. Oh, Blue Eyes, my county was no, Fresno's no joke. Fresno is not a joke. And SoCal whites were just as tough as Central Cali. We are European. Okay, trust me, I believe you. Don't make it seem like every single wise guy or street guy from New York was a clown. You're sadly mistaken. Oh, Blue Eyes, listen up. I think you're talking to Mob Clowns Exposed. So here's the deal. You're right. It's not everybody. Every mob or New York guy. That's not true. I'm not talking about New York guys. Forget that. Mob guys. Especially if you go out in the East Coast prisons, there's a lot. Somebody's explained it to me like, look, these guys were criminals on the street. They made their money on the street. So when they go to prison, they want their phone privileges, they want their commissary privileges, and they want their visitation. So they're model inmates. There's nothing wrong with being a model inmate, all right? It's just when you think of organized crime figures, you don't think of model inmates until you're in prison and you see it. So there's 2 ways to look at it. One is are a lot of the made guys that I've seen, a lot, not all, are they soft? Are they weak? Or are they just trying to get through with their time? Well, a lot of them have that, but are they just trying to get through and just not getting any trouble? So if you guys don't know, when you're from the West Coast, and by the way, Mob Clowns Exposed, I'm from Pedro, so Long Beach, so Harbor area. But I surfed, so I was down in Orange County a lot. California, you don't have to be in a gang when you're in California State Prison. You're automatically grouped up. It's like you're going to be like when I went to LA County Jail. Where are you from? San Pedro. Okay, you're in the Harbor area. Tank. So there's like a tank. So I'm automatically in that gang. And it's like you're just put there, especially if you're younger, not an older guy. And it's all your prison face is on the whole time. In the feds, I laughed, joked, stayed stoned. Yes, I did some serious stuff. Yes, there were some serious times. But like in California, you got your prison face on all the time, pretty much. You know what I mean? And so California guys, that's where that whole attitude comes from, back and forth. I think the closest that I've met to like California dudes, and I know don't be saying a bunch of things or a bunch of bad chats, whatever. Boston guys, there's a difference, but they kind of rolled. They reminded me in a lot of cases. They reminded me of some of the California, when I was in California prison. And Mob Clowns Exposed, by the way, I only did time in Chino. I had a 4-year sentence. I ran when I got sentenced. I went to Arkansas. I did Arkansas time, then I went back to California, and they flew me into Chino. So that was a violators yard in 1995. They kept me there for 7.5 months in Madrone Hall, and because they had me on escape status, because I flight escape. I didn't turn myself in. And then once they figured out my paperwork, and because it was a big clusterfuck, that's when they sent me to Chino 1, like Camp Snoopy or whatever it was. It's level 1-2 yards. So that's the only place I did time in the CDC. I didn't do no time on level 4s or any of the rocking yards, not in California. So I just want to be clear about that real quick. All right, let's get back to Benny. Benny's not a rat. Yeah, I mean he's not. I mean you can like or to hate what he's doing right now. I was saying this in man color. California prisons are a different level. David, California. Okay. All right. So here you go. Real quick. Okay. Stop. California prisons are on a different level because of the culture of the street and the Hispanic gangs, black gangs, and then the white guys who go to prison. It's a real different experience compared to like Arkansas. So I did time in Arkansas. It's a different kind of prison. When I was down, there was a lot of people that condoned, not condemned, condoned. Kevin, what's up, bro? Homosexual activity, whites, blacks, everybody. And it was like a freak show to me. I heard it's not so much anymore. There's a lot of white prison gangs now. But it was a different kind of prison. First of all, it was the South. It was open barracks. It was, just miserable, hot and cold. The guys were on Arkansas was more like they try to test your manhood sexually. That's what they did to like the new guys coming to California. It was all about your heart. What are you going to do? You're going to fight. You guys know. So they just killed that YouTube guy. Yeah. What's up, babe? You about ready for me to? I got a little bit more still. Okay. Anyway, so it is a different kind of level. But in Florida prisons, they have their own thing. Texas TDC, they have their own type of,
People would love if I kept my mouth quiet, shut and stay quiet and didn't expose what they did. And that's what I'm doing because I want people to know they will do this to you.
Mob.
They will do this to you. They can't handle you. They can't deal with you. They can't manipulate you. They can't intimidate you. They can't back you into a corner. They will do this to you.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to A-Light from what I know about just on YouTube and stuff. So the fact that you even you would even go to A-Light, or you would kind of double down and stick up for him if you want. I mean, those are my words, not yours. That automatically, because he's so hated by so many people. I understand he gets these. Actually, I don't know what his channel gets, but there is such
Everybody's supposed to be hated. Oh, Sammy the Bully so hated. Everybody got with his
one of the biggest
Oh,
stars.
Gas pipe is so hated. He's hated. Right? Anytime gas pipe hated, he's hated. Bully Gerasi, another douchebag, Genovese douchebag, right? Married gas pipe's daughter, right? Lives in gas pipe's daughter's house. Gas pipe used to call his house. Call his house. Bully Gerasi, $150,000 to get made with the Genovese family. Can you imagine that? You could buy a buck. You could buy a buck.
Did you guys hear this?
How do you know that? You
could buy one. For anybody out there who wants to buy one.
Listen.
How do you know that?
Yeah, the Genovese family charges $250. So for anybody who's got extra $250, they want to get made, give them a call. You know what I mean? They straightened out heroin addict brother. He came out of jail. Heroin sniffed every bag of dope in the state system for the last 30 years. Came home. They straightened him out. He sniffed the bag. He was on his motorcycle with the cool wind in his hair, and he crashed and died. Jimmy,
Hey, maybe Jimmy Flandra, if he comes up with some money, he can get made.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know about this. I don't know. He's gonna have to come up with 250. I think if he goes to the Columbos, it's like 30.
Fucking did it.
The Columbos.
And that don't be a Jimmy is going around federal prisons right now, by the way. Don't be a Jimmy, like don't be a rat. Anyway, I don't want to gossip.
So I mean, but that's the reality of it. You know, these things are for sale. It's like McGill-Garreau. How much is that monkey in the window?
Yeah.
For sale. So I mean, that's what it is with these people. You know, I mean, it's just a fucking disgrace. And anybody who's a part of that life is a disgrace. I mean, look at my co-defendant, John McCallum. This guy walks me into jail. Don't worry about nothing. John Simone, I know my whole life. Mickey boys like Albert Anastasia. Mickey boys like fucking Lucky Luciano. Mickey boys like Sammy the Bull. He's like fucking Gas Pipe. He's like everybody. We want to call A-Light. Maybe he's even like A-Light. Who knows what he's like. But I know one thing. He told me, don't worry about nothing. Mickey boys nephew this. Mickey boys nephew that. Mickey boys nephew this. And the kid didn't rap. The kid could get me home tomorrow. They could all get me home tomorrow.
Okay. Are you okay? So you're talking about the guy that was allegedly accused of it? The white shirt or whatever? How do you put? Go ahead.
No. That's the kid Harry, the Jewish kid. He was identified by the kid's girlfriend, but the kid Fusco could get me home tomorrow.
Fusco. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He could get me home tomorrow. Listen to me. He refuses to allow his wife to come in and say the truth that she identified the kid Shasho, because if she does that, I walk out the door because it shows I'm wrongfully convicted. But he can get me out tomorrow because everything, his family has all the paperwork. I sent the paperwork to their family through somebody. They have all the paperwork. They know that the cop committed perjury. Want to know the crazy thing is? That the cop who committed the perjury, the cop who arrested me, went to high school with the kid's father. So I don't know if they're worried about getting the cop in trouble. I don't know what they're worried about, but they could get me out tomorrow. And then I could deal with all these so-called guys. Any one of them wants to come and face me, deal with me. I suggest that they don't. I really don't like to talk to these people because when they talk to you, they'll swear on their grandmothers, their kids, their grandkids, and everything they say means nothing. There's no value to it. But my co-defendant, John McCallum, told me don't worry about nothing. You walk into the U.S. probation office and you get violated. I'll bring this kid Nunzio Fusco right down there. Everybody knows you didn't stab him. You know what? I got arrested. He didn't answer the phone for 5 years. You want to know why? Because of Louis Coffee Boy Valerio. That's his fucking guy. Louis the Coffee Boy, who's in this paper here that I just read to you. They went to the meeting with Genevieve's family and they wanted to kill me and my Uncle Louis. So Louis's been a douchebag his whole life. He's a coffee boy, big chooch. I remember one night we were in a restaurant in Manhattan called Mr. Chow's and I was with my co-defendants. We were in there drinking. And Louis's there and he's looking at my co-defendant Tommy. And he's giving Tommy like the mad face because Tommy's with me. And I'm like, Tommy, you're not going to eat your food because of this big douchebag across the... Do you want me to gun him down in the restaurant right now in front of everybody? He said, no, don't do that. Okay, well, eat your food. Because I'll go over there, I'll beat him up in the restaurant. I'll pistol whip him in the restaurant. He's with two girls, this big huge douchebag. And he says, in the meantime, they don't want you hanging out with me because they want to kill me for killing Bobby Borriello. They know we didn't kill Bobby Borriello. They knew where it came from. They didn't do nothing to them people.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna bring back 2 points. So A-Light has a lot of hate. So anybody that just automatically wants to tune you out, and they'll just say, "Oh, he sticks up for A-Light." And John Gotti Jr. has, especially his family, his sister, they've got like a lot of following. So when you say A-Light basically good, I mean, I'm not putting these words in your mouth. A-Light good, John Jr. bad. There's like a crowd that'll discredit you right away just by you don't have proof about John Jr.
There we go again with the nobility, the royalty. So the Gottis are allowed to talk about this life because their father was a boss and their brother was a captain and their uncles and their cousins and so on and so forth. But the Grazianos are not because they're not on royalty. They're allowed to, the guys are allowed to have shows. This is not supposed to exist. What are you doing on the show with the Godfather theme behind in the background? So in other words, only certain people are allowed to do this.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you that what Angel's show, I don't know about the sisters, what she would be doing is saying that they're exposing the mob rats. Okay, that would be her. She sticks up for her family, like she's loyal to the family. I give her all her props. No, I'm saying, yeah. You know what that is? I have personal issues. Like I don't talk to my family anymore. They all it kills me, right? So then I see this person on TV. This all happens at the same time.
So I'm getting a little personal here. Angel. I like Angel. I'm just as a person is what I'm saying.
Then I see her, and she's just like down. I don't care if her family was right or wrong. I mean, she sticks up for me. You know what I'm saying? She like goes to bat. So I give her. Yeah.
Mafia ain't supposed to exist.
I get what you're saying. I'm just.
They're doing these shows, but only certain ones are allowed to do these shows. So
Yeah,
they're allowed to use their sisters to rat on people, right? They're allowed to use their sisters, right? To go on the show and say, Sammy the Bull killed my father. They're allowed to use their sisters. Use my sister to go on the show, and so we can sue Sammy the Bull, and so we can do this, and so we can do that. They're allowed to use their sisters. So what these dudes do is they sit in the background, they allow their families to do everything. All right, sue Sammy the Bull. Go on the show and do this, but say what we tell you to say. They're allowed to do these things. They use their family members to do it, so they sit in the background so that they don't look like the rats that they truly are.
Yeah.
James.
And there's something else I want to say. I've got like death threats over your first statement, right? So who they gonna do? I had 13 and 14 calls altogether. And
they've been killing me since I'm 16.
And 2 government officials, okay? So I can't say more about that. So they're like, the stuff you do, you're putting yourself in danger, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're pussies. What do you mean? I've never been a tough guy. I'll show up to the fight. I've never been. The last thing I'm worried about is fear. I can be got by anybody at any time for any reason. I am more worried about that random fucking tweeter that's been up too long around here that would do something like, oh, that's like on you. You know what I mean? That have got. And my point when they said that, and when I said to the person on the phone, who I now know is active out there, but you guys, are you really calling me? Why don't you go fucking kill Sammy the Bull, Michael Pringle? Why don't you go get clans? They're in your neighborhood. They don't have me. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know, but it just pisses me off. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
2013, NBC book with Sally Walker, Dynamite guy. He's hippie's friend. Another Dynamite guy. I don't say nothing bad about him.
He's at the light.
Like the grave room, I love my wife. I always send Hippie my love and regards. I mean, I know Jimmy put it in a bad situation, but we always send each other love and regards because that's what men do.
Yeah.
Men do that. I know Jimmy put it in a bad situation. We all know that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I always send that man my love and respect and regards, and I still do to the check because I like him. I was with Sally Walker, another great guy. Sally Walker, when I told him what was going on here with the Stevie, he went on the visit, he sent out a message, he came back, he goes, Danny, I don't even know if I'm going to pack my bags, I'm going to leave the country because what I'm hearing is not what we believe in. I said, I'm trying to tell you what's going on out there. He goes, it's disgusting, I can't believe what they're doing. So when I ran into Conrad Iannello, his first words out of his mouth was, Danny, come to yourself. I can't believe what this Stevie did to you. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to do everything I can to help you. He was in Fort Dix doing time. 2017, I think they sent him over to FTC for another bookmaking case. What they did to me was wrong. He was going to help me. Went home, never heard from him again. I mean, if their own people are saying what their own people did to me, you understand? And it's like, it's okay.
So there's a lot of guys. You're saying that there's a lot of guys in that life that know what exactly happened to you.
Listen, Carmine Persico, Matt Mary used to come see him in North Carolina. I seen Matt Mary in the visiting room with Carmine Persico in North Carolina. Carmine Persico told me, I cannot control your name on the phone. I cannot make people hear me say I want to help you, but if I get out of here on this parole issue, when I go home, you will be called home as well. And my nephew Teddy and all these guys he's got around him, these Johnny Brainses and all these guys that I never even heard of existed, they're gonna have to maybe leave with my nephew and them and these Husco people too, he says. Because who the fuck puts a man in jail knowing he's innocent?
Yeah.
So this is how real that this shit is. This shit is not fake. This is not like that. This is not a hallucination. I mean, I'm in prison. You have the documentation. I just sent you a legal packet with all the state stuff, and I want you to put it on the show. I'm in prison. Not one person ever says I committed this crime other than the cop and Stevie Mad Dog, who told the guy who had the sons at the police station who identified me to the cop. Understand? And every time I got a lawyer to get me the paper, they take stuff off the case. There's a problem. There's a conflict of interest. And come to find out.
Okay, real quick. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to point out too. So why exactly do you believe Stevie Mad Dog did this? Like, was it for the money?
I know for a fact. I know for a fact he did. Before I got pension, he told the Jewish kid Harry, every dollar that guy's got, I'm gonna make him spend on lawyers.
Okay, wait. Was it because of Jimmy Ida, or was it because he wanted the money you were owed by the brothers, or both? Or what exactly? What was exactly the reason?
Did you guys hear that? I'm asking Benny, saying this all came from Stevie Mad Dog originally. Why? Why would he do this? Why would he set you up? Why would he call a guy who has 3 sons that are cops and one of the cop is the only one that identified you? Why do you think you're in jail right now because of him? Was it because you got into a fight with Jimmy Ida and it was like, a shot called down from the family? Or was it over money that these 2 brothers owed him? Damn, I just hit something else. But that these 2 brothers owed him $1.5 million and Stevie wanted the money. So that's what I was asking him. Here's what he says.
Oh, it was a smorgasbord of things. It started with the Jimmy Ida issue. Then it went for the money from the brothers, and then I ended up getting $500,000 that he was trying to claim because my brother has 3 kids and 4 kids now with his daughter. So he was trying to claim the money. But the money, my brother told listen, the money came to me. And he was mad that the money came to me. He went throwing this bomb shit on the main guy. You gotta give me the money. And the guy said, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'll give Benny the money. You have to agree more money. And
okay. According to Benny, he got $500,000 that the money was Jimmy the Helmet Computer Department. No good. Jimmy's brother was owed $500,000, went to jail. Jimmy got the money. Steve Mad Dog was trying to get the money because Steve Mad Dog's daughter was married to Benny's brother. Benny got the $500,000. Then there was a sit down over that $500,000. Does he talk about it here?
Okay.
So it was like every way.
So one more time.
Then it went for the
and then
this is not a hallucination. I mean, I'm in prison. You have to.
Stevie Mad Dog did this.
Why did Steve Mad Dog?
I know for a fact. He did. Before I got pension, he told the Jewish kid Harry, every dollar that guy's got, I'm gonna make him spend on lawyers.
Okay, wait. Was it because of Jimmy Ida, or was it because he wanted the money you were owed by the brothers, or both? Or what exactly? What was exactly the reason?
So it was a smorgasbord of things. I'll tell you what it was. It started with the Jimmy Ida issue. Then it went for the money from the brothers, and then I ended up getting $500,000 that he was trying to claim because my brother has 3 kids and 4 kids now with his daughter. So he was trying to claim the money. But the money, my brother told listen, the money came to me. And he was mad that the money came to me. He went throwing this bomb shit on the main guy. You got to give me the money. And the guy said, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'll give Benny the money. You have to agree more money. And he started going crazy after that, trying to trash my name.
Okay.
So it was like every way he turned, I shut him down.
I got you. Okay, so that money had nothing to do with the money that the brothers owed, right?
No.
Okay. I got it. I missed that. I actually missed that. I was thinking somehow that the brothers gave you $500,000 instead of the 1.5 or 2.
No.
Okay.
Brothers, let me tell you something about the scandals they put me and my family in. So this Jackie Basile was supposed to be with friendly with Stevie, right? Meantime, my brother, who's Stevie's son-in-law at the time, hands this guy $500,000 to buy a house, right? The guy sold my brother a house that didn't even belong to him. Could you imagine that? So if you're a wise guy, and let's say, for instance, you're with Stevie, man, let's say like Jojo Russo had Joe Monte with him over there in Lewisburg, right? So Joe Monte, my brother Anthony hands Joe Monte $500,000, and Joe Monte is with Jojo Russo, right? And that's my brother Anthony's father-in-law, right? You trying to tell me this wasn't a swindle? Joe Monte don't even own the house. He took the money from my brother. He didn't even own the house.
Right, except Joe Monte would have went and gambled it off first.
He didn't even own
Joe Monte, Colombo soldier, had a bad gambling problem all his life. That's what I was referring to.
And Jackie gave the father $100,000 out of the money to do something with the ice cream business.
Monte's the best.
Rocky would put it in beef against his own friend Rocky. These people are douchebags, y'all. Let me tell you something.
Kevin, I like Joe Monte.
I came home. I had nothing to do with the mom. I opened up a sneaker store. I opened up a construction consultant business. I didn't even jaywalk. I had the worst PO in New York. You know what he told me? I would have lost my career in son, let me tell you something. In the gym my whole life, these people don't impress me. I don't want nothing to do with these people. I want a legit life. You know what my daughter told me? She said, Dad, you gave your whole life to the streets. Give the rest of it to us. That was what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do. You know what, Rob? Let me tell you something. Man. They deprived my daughters of me. A great man. I'm a great man. I'm not a good man. I'm a great man. I'm a loving, caring, sincere, emotional individual. You laugh, I'll laugh with you. You cry, I'll cry with you. You hurt, I'll hurt with you. You need support, I'll pick you up. I'll carry you as far as I can. You know, my friend Paulie Muzio got shot in the building. I put him on my back. I ran down Ocean Parkway with him on my back. I saved his life. You know what happened? I got accused of shooting the guy. I'm not even the guy who shot the guy. I saved his life, put him in an ambulance, cops pulled up, they arrested me. You understand? You know, I mean, these people can tell you I always stood in front of them. Yeah. So listen, I gotta go. Listen, so there's guys waiting on the phone.
Okay.
Over here next. So listen, all my love to everybody.
Okay.
All my love to everybody, and this is what we're doing. And I'll give you a call as soon as I can, okay?
Okay, take care, buddy. Be safe.
All right. That's the final Geritano tape. I know people are going to say, yeah. Dave, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the like button. Kevin, and I know you've heard me say this before. I knew Kevin's uncle, by the way. He's in here, Kevin Womack. Good guy, his uncle. Monty, yeah. Look, I like Joe Money. I like Joe Money a lot. I did. And that's why I got into it with JoJo. I was over the situation with Joe Monty, and then Joe Monty told me to buy my business. But I get it. It was just, that's it. But again, when I was at Butner, and Joe Russo was dying, I took care of him because, he was, I always considered him a good guy. Anyway, so there it is there. So Benny is, what up from Stay Awake TV? What's up from Cincinnati? What up? Benny will be calling with more mob. So Mob Rats Exposed, MRE. All you guys that watch that basically that's what Benny is like trying to expose, like the systems of them. Anyway, that's his story. Okay. There's people that have that. That's Benny's side of truth. I'm sure other people have their side of truth. I'm going to say that over and over. Benny is my friend. That's why I've been doing so many tapes. And he got a lot of New York press, and he does have a fucked up case. As a matter of fact, his federal case, we spent a lot of time on it. Was it yesterday? No, it was this morning, actually, for 2 hours. And this morning, I say funny words, I know. And he's hit on the Fed. I thought I was going to be able to do something, and we talked about legal arguments, and it looks like he's screwed on his federal case. Chuck, I only address the issues because it was my understanding that you said all New York guys get scared on the West Coast. I prefer to talk about cooking food. So who you talk? You're in it with. You've been going back and forth, Chucky, with Mob Clowns Exposed. So Mob Clowns Exposed. I did time with Chucky. I know him. Chucky's a good guy. Yeah, I don't think because a person's from a state would be tougher. I mean, I know what Mob Clowns Exposed is saying. Absolutely, I know what he's saying. It's about the culture in the California prison system. All prisons have different cultures, especially state to state, and within those systems, there's different prisons with different cultures. But in general, the California thing that they got is all gang life. And of course, because the brand was from there, there's that whole, the brand was from here, blah, blah, blah. So there's that whole hierarchy thing, if you will. But I've met a lot of good guys from the East Coast. I met a lot of tough guys. I met a lot of tough guys from New York. Well, I'm just thinking of who I saw fight, actually. Boston, tough. Yeah, so it's when you've been in the feds and spread out all over, you kind of see a little bit of, everything. I will say this, being a gang member, especially with the gang like Dirty White Boys, it started from the Midwest, and then you've got like DWBs from the West Coast that joined later, and this one, and it's you can tell the difference in us, like and that was some of the problems. There was times like the Dirty White Boys, California DWBs would stick up with each other. Then the guys from over here would stick up if they're from the Midwest. That was one of the issues. Yeah. And then you had like Wilbur, who was from Tennessee, who was like, who spoke Hillbonics, was the culture tough. Boston tough. Where was Taco at? Chris Al Taco? I didn't do time with them. Boston definitely is. Prison goes into the streets, David. Mr. Mustard, those were the days. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Mustard. By the way, the Patreon account. So I've got more subscribers. I'm gonna go start doing lives and stuff on that account or something. I am, and I started yesterday. So me and Morta got in here and started doing t-shirt stuff. And I said, babe, hold on just a second. Look, what am I doing wrong? I'm trying to start doing content on Patreon. And I, because she told me if I just click on it and get in, and then I showed her, and she's like, oh, and then we went back and forth it took a long time, and she gets frustrated, and I get frustrated, and I don't know how to do it, and then she gets clusterfucked, and yeah, and that's the reason right now there's also no. I'm going to answer the Pittsburgh thing in just a second, and that's the reason why there's no t-shirts yet. The Jimmy t-shirts. I thought last night I was trying to go up with the message, like that was the goal. And at the last second, it was like, oh, first we looked at the board, how the merchandise is lined up, and it's like everything black. Then there's like 3 white shirts, but you can only see the front. All the fronts are the same. It says Convict Ink right here. On the back, it'll have like the Don't Be a Jimmy, or hold on to Big Daddy's belt loop, or Be About It, or Man Up or Bitch Up. It's that simple. That's one of the t-shirts. So it was all white, and you couldn't even see it. It's like, man, it doesn't look good to the eye. So then I was like, you know what, let's just not go up again. It's better just to get it right the best we can. Jimmy got beat up at Club Erotica. Okay, so the Pittsburgh stories. So I got a call, that was last week. Man, the reason I just haven't, so yeah, they've been waiting. It's because I got bogged down with tapes. I've got the BOP stuff, and it's like I'll tell you the truth. I feel like, and I've said this the other night, I feel like I'm playing a football game with Jimmy. It's 90-0 in the second quarter, and I've still, like, it's all still the first string in. And we haven't, and it's just pounding the dude for real. It's like, it's not even fun anymore. There's almost like I want to throw him a handkerchief. I swear to God, but I'm not going to not do the t-shirts and the whole Jimmy thing. I can't, I'm all in. I can't. But yeah, so to do more stories about Jimmy, there will be something. There will be. I don't have the notepad. I was going to show you, like, these are all the stories I've got. I have like a whole list of different stuff, prison stories mixed in with this. I do get on one subject and I run with it for too long. It's one of my many flaws. Kevin, what year did you get to Lewisburg? I got there in the final months of 2002. I've said before I got out in January 2003, but that's not true. I did Thanksgiving, and right before Christmas I got out, 2002. So, and then I left January 21st, 22nd, 23rd, right there, of 2007. But that's Riders. Okay. That's the thing about Pittsburgh, but I will, because I have to. You lived there for 5 years. Okay, I got you. Squirrel Hill, baby. Yeah, Don't Be a Jimmy bumper stickers. I got, there's coffee cups, hats. But the hats, I got Convict Ink hats. Yeah, so I put Convict Ink, the logo, on a lot of stuff. But so what are the other ones? Where I have the whole t-shirt thing with different sayings. I was thinking of prison saying, let's ride. So I put let's ride, Be About It, Man Up or Bitch Up. I'm not going to do chow time. Be About It. Oh, that's hold on to Big Dad. No, hold on to Daddy's belt loop. I'm going to do prison reform shirts of some kind. Yeah, so that's the different stuff. Jimmy was a tough guy at the bar of the Blue Oyster. He was popular too. Okay, real tough guy over at Blue. Did you ever see Al Benton? I'm trying to think. No, I wasn't with Al Benton. Jason M. Jerry got there in 1984. Wow, he was at Lewisburg since 1984, or not straight. Didn't he get out and go back? I forgot how that was. Jimmy decked out the leathers and Blue Oyster wearing caps. Is my favorite prison saying. You send it. Argo. Oh man, hold on. Did you send that yet? Did, I'll put like, did you send that yet? Oh my god. Oh man, that's. I wonder. A lot of people don't have a Jimmy condoms. No, I'm not. Rob Calandra did a live yesterday with the fake background. And someone complimented him on piano. Fake, obviously. He didn't say it's not real. He stole. Called Jimmy Chaps Calandra. Let me go back and say I got to get off here in just a second. And you guys that came back after that first live failed. Sorry. Thank you. And I know I can see by the chat, like a lot of people don't like the tape stuff, and I get it. I do. It gets kind of boring at times, but Benny's doing what Stevie's all about. But guys like the Raffy, he's talking about he's okay. Oh, Blue Eyes. I don't agree what Benny's doing with Stevie at all. But guys like Raffy, he's talking about he's deaf 100%, right? I'm not sure. Delaware in the house. Wow, David for the first date. Okay, Delaware. What's up? Benny's a stand-up guy exposing fakes and snake, which they are many men of dishonor. Philip Lindner. Benny is a stand-up guy exposing the fakes and snakes, which there are many men of dishonor. Yeah, and that goes in different walks of life. Hippie I met, he's not a punk. I'm interested in hearing what Rob says. Hippie M Coop 25. No, I like Hippie a lot. Hippie was at the gate walking through the metal detector when Jimmy turned and swung his weight belt at Benny, and Benny hit him. And then Hippie jumped in because he was just like, what do I do? There's Jimmy Ida getting hit by Benny. He jumped on, and Benny kind of got hammered. It wasn't like, I don't think there was blood. It was kind of fast. They were slipping in gravel too. But no, Hippie, man, I thought Hippie was the shit. Mikey Love My Wife. That's what his nickname was in prison. Mikey Love My Wife. Austin Carr, we put in work from East Coast to West Coast prisons. Pilato, okay. So I'm going to have somebody from Boston on. That was a shot caller and some USPs. And I didn't know that the Boston car, I left the USPs in 2007. I never went to the new ones. I never went to Sandy, Lee County. I never went to all those they're all modeled after each other. So if you're in Victorville, then you go to like Coleman, and you're like on, I don't know the range, it's like B2 or, whatever it is. It's like you feel like you never left, is from what I understand. It's the same prison, the same setup. So I didn't know that the Boston car was getting guys from different states that then became part of the Boston car. I didn't know that. That wasn't like that when I when I was in Penn's. 100% mob clowns. Okay, so I'm just going through some. Bro, you get balled up into the county jail. I won't want to be nothing. Okay, not you, Rob. It's okay. Must be. Oh, you guys are talking shit here. Soon as Mafia, Scarf will stand for hit. Holmesburg, Big, and then AK Noodle, RIP was straight at them. AKA Nude. Okay. Soon as Mafia, Scarfo, and Stanford hit Holmesburg, Big and M, aka Nudie Mims, RIP, was straight at them, and he fell right in pocket. Smooth press from a more powerful gangster. Them guys were killers, though. Okay, the Roblansky, I got you. So, guy that was in there, that was in the state prison, I'm sure. Well, you're saying he was a gangster and pulled up on him and soft pressed them. So a lot of guys, with money like that, instead of being like extorted openly or whatever, they'll offer. Oh, what do you need, kid? $300 worth of commissary sent on your books. It is that. Gotti this, Gotti that. Big mouth. God. 8 months. Clay County Jail habitual driving charges. I don't want a number. Chris G. You habitual drunk driving, but go away and remain conduct free. I'm not cut like that. I know bad enough. to know it ain't one. I'm not cut like that. Oof, another t-shirt. You're not cut like that. That's a t-shirt. Okay, I gotta get going because my wife's gonna go to bed and I gotta spend a little time with her. I've been both MDC and Rikers. Okay, Hemi helmet. What was that? Is that Dave? Dave, thank you for donating. New Jersey, your Gino. Jimmy's. Okay, you guys, look. Not drunk, just driving revoked. Okay, I got you. Night, bro. Okay, you guys, I'm out of here. Take care. I don't know what tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do the prison video and then. Yeah, we'll see. Take care. Bye.